Welcome to practice. I'm Donna Cavanough. We're going to begin our practice standing today. And we're going to be stepping a little bit back and forward on the mat. So if you like to have a chair where you can put your hands on the seat of the chair rather than the floor to step your legs back, then grab that. Finding your feet under your hips so that your feet are parallel and your legs are parallel. And you know you've got your feet hip width if your legs aren't making a triangle, they're making parallel legs. Feel a lift in the front of the legs, in the front of the torso, especially the hips, belly, the chest, top of the head. And start to make some big shoulder rolls. Getting in touch with that part of the body, so complex. Shoulder blade, shoulder, collarbones, ribs. Allowing that movement to feel nourishing. Good. And then roll the shoulders all the way back and the shoulder blades down. Stretch out through the arms, the hands, the fingers. And as you press your feet towards the earth, lift your head towards the sky. This is your mountain pose, Tadasana. Feel the vitality of the breath. Beautiful. Take your arms out by the sides now and up by your ears. Stretch up as far as you can, looking up. Good. And then we're going to take a forward bend. And don't put any stress in your back, so you can put your hands onto your thighs. And we want to try and keep the bones of the spine pressing forward, so your back is a valley shape rather than a rainbow shape here. Good, and then we'll bend the knees and inhale and roll up. We're going to do this a few times. Explore lengthening. Feel the in-breath and then the exhale as you take your forward bend. Uttanasana. Feel the breath to satisfy you, to be satisfying. Keep going. Thumbs up, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Feel the bones of the spine forward. Press down through the feet. Good. This is the last one, so we're going to lift up. Arms up and arms back by your side in your mountain pose. Nice. We're going to make a little back bend sequence now. We're going to take the arms up by the ears, looking up. And then you're going to reach the arms back and you're going to reach down past the buttocks towards the thighs. And maybe you can hold down near your knee somewhere. I'm just going to reach to where I can. And we're going to lift the front of the thighs, the front of the hips, lengthening the belly, lifting the breastbone and looking up. Then we're going to sweep the arms up and then make a forward fold. Keep the back bend shape. Bend the knees and inhale and come up. Take the arms up. Sweep the arms down behind you so you can take hold of the thigh somewhere. Good. Lift powerfully the front of the legs, the front of the hips. Lengthen the belly. Lift the breastbone to the ceiling. Some people will be able to bend back further than I can. Good. And then we're going to bend the knees and forward. Good. And then bend the knees and inhale and come up. Urdhva Hastasana. Good. Tadasana. 2 more cycles like that. Urdhva Hastasana. Arms behind you, reaching down the back of the thighs. Make sure you lift the front of the legs, the front of the hips, so you feel thoroughly supported, and you only lean back as far as feels good for the front body, the back body, lifting the heart. Good. And then we keep the back bend and we come into our forward bend. Bend the knees, rolling up, thumbs up, and Tadasana. And one more. Urdhva Hastasana. Ustrasana, standing Ustrasana. Good. Make sure you're using your legs. Don't overstretch the front of the body or crunch the back of the body. Good. We'll keep the bones forward. Uttanasana. And rolling up. Urdhva Hastasana. And Tadasana. Great. Come to the front of the mat, or short front of the mat, in your mountain pose. This is where the seat of a chair can be useful. We are going to be stepping forward and back, and maybe you like to be able to hold on to the chair instead of the floor. If you're using the chair, you'll need to step back a bit and put all 4 legs on your sticky mat so it doesn't slide away from you. Tadasana. Urdhva Hastasana. Uttanasana. And we're going to bend the legs enough to reach the hands to the floor or to the seat of the chair here. Let's step the left foot back so we're in a long lunge position. Lifting the chest, stretching the left heel back. Good. Then we're going to place the hands down flat, stretch the fingers out wide, take the right foot back, and now you're in your downward facing dog pose. Good. And we're going to step the left foot forward into that nice long lunge. And then the right foot forward, Uttanasana. And then rolling up, arms up. And Tadasana. Arms up. Uttanasana. Right foot back lunge. Left foot back, downward facing dog pose. Right foot forward. And left foot forward. Uttanasana. Urdhva Hastasana, rolling up, arms up. And Tadasana. Good. Arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. This time, hands together in front of your heart. We're going to step the left foot back and have your legs straight. Press the back heel to the floor So don't have such a big distance you can't put the heel down. Good. And then we're going to take the torso forward, and you're going to discover where your body starts to resist here. So that stretch will be in the front leg, in the back of the front leg. And where you start to lift the spine up to the ceiling to try and reach forward. But we want to keep that back bend feeling. So bring the bones of the spine forward. Try to tip the pelvis forward a little bit more. We're going to bend the front leg so that we can take the torso even further forward. And some people can reach the hands to the floor, or if you have your chair there, you can hold on to the seat of the chair. And then we're going to try to start to straighten the front leg and feel the resistance. And we're not straightening the leg at the expense of the spine, but rather reaching the spine forward and exploring where the resistance is. Is it something we can let go of, or is it important in the body? But being respectful. Nice. And then we're going to lift up and step forward and stay balanced on your right foot. Nice work. Pick up your left foot and take a balance hold that challenges you. Maybe that's your knee, that might be your tiptoes on the floor. Maybe if you have your chair, you can put your foot up on the chair and just try to lift it off. Or you might be trying to hold your little toe with your left hand and keep your left leg in line with your left rib. And we lift the foot as high as it will go, or the knee as high as it will go. Doesn't matter if it's not high. Find your challenge. Good. Now we want to put the foot back down without falling back into position, but finding where the foot's going to go and then transferring the weight. Nice work. Arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Hands in front of the heart. And step back with the right foot. So we want to find the back heel onto the floor, the legs straight. Feel your back bend shape, and then bring the torso forward. Find that moment or that range where the spine wants to bow up to the ceiling to try and get you further forward. And rather than doing that, let's bring the bones of the spine forward. Bend the front leg and notice how you can reach further now. Take your hands where it makes sense for you. Good. And then the bones of the spine up to the ceiling. Fully exploring your stretch. Good work. And then we're going to be and stepping forward and be balanced on your left leg. And challenge yourself with lifting your right leg somehow, maybe up onto the skin of the tiptoes, maybe lifting the foot higher, maybe holding your knee, maybe holding your foot. Good. And then we're going to release and finding where the foot's got to go before you transfer your weight. Tadasana. Urdhva Hastasana. Uttanasana. Place your hands either on your chair or the floor so we can step back again. We're going to step the right foot back first. Lunge. Stepping the left foot back, downward facing dog pose. Plank pose. Bring your shoulders, excuse me, forward over your wrists. It's a nice straight line. Lift your hips a little. Lengthen the tailbone towards the heels. Press the hips back. Downward facing dog pose. Great. And then we're going to step the right foot forward. If you have trouble from here, stepping forward, you can put your knees on the floor, hands off the floor, and step forward. So you're in your long lunge with the right foot forward. And left foot forward. Uttanasana. Urdhva Hastasana. And Tadasana. Enjoying each breath. Good. We're going to be facing the long edge of the mat now. And you possibly do not need your chair. We're going to step our feet out wide. What I want you to do is take a little step each time and see if you can find the floor before you transfer your weight. Until your feet are about your leg length. Turn your right foot out at 90 degrees and your left toes in for Trikonasana, triangle pose. Your right foot is parallel to the edges of the mat. Your right heel intersects the center of the left foot arch. Good. Let's take the arms out from the shoulders and reaching to the right side. And then we're going to reach back and take the right arm up by the right ear. We're going to move a little here. Keep the legs straight as you do this movement. And look at your reach. What is difficult with the movement? What feels good? Limbering up, hips lengthening, ribs. Beautiful. Make your next one. Reach your right hand down into your Trikonasana and your left arm. Not quite there. Roll your left hip back. Left rib back. Shining the heart up to the ceiling. Strong legs, lift the kneecaps. And reaching where it feels nourishing. Finding space in your body and satisfying breath. Good, and then inhale and come up. Nice work. We're going to swap the feet to the second side. Your left toes turn all the way out. Your left foot is parallel to the edges of your mat. Right toes turn in. And we're going to reach the left arm as far as you can. Come up and bring the left arm by the left ear and looking up. And explore your movement here. Where your body resists. Appreciating that. Where can we lengthen? Next time you reach out, take your left hand down onto your left leg, your right arm up. Trikonasana. Rolling your right hip back, right ribs back, shine the heart upward, lengthen the left waist. And then inhale and come up. Nice work. Bring the hands at the heart. Turn the toes in for Prasarita Padottanasana. We're going to take the arms up by the ears. Take the arms down to reach the back of the thighs. Lift the front of the thighs. Lift the front of the hips. Lengthen the belly. So this is with support. Keep the belly supported, the back long, and lift the heart up towards the ceiling. So feeling the support of the legs. Good. Now we're going to keep our back bend shape and take that shape forward, hinging at the hip crease. Keep your legs strong, lifting kneecaps, quadriceps, sit bones. Hands can come to the floor under your shoulders. If you're not reaching there, put them on your legs. Now, if you know yourself to be extra flexible in your joints, you don't want to hyperextend your knees. So bend the knees a little, but really make sure the quadriceps are lifting. Hands are under the shoulders and we're looking forward. And you can feel that back bend shape expressed along the spine. Press the outside edges of your feet. Lift the toes and stretch them out. Lay them back down. Lift the inner arches of the feet, the inner ankle bones. Feel that the legs are strong and the spine has relaxed skin. And then keep reaching the torso a little bit further forward. Maybe the top of the head goes further forward or even down towards the floor. You might be able to start to bring the hands in line with the feet and the top of the head towards the floor in line with the feet. Good. And then we're going to walk the hands all the way out in front as far as you can and give your chest, your shoulders, your armpits a nice big stretch. The chest coming towards the floor now. Great. Lifting kneecaps, still strong in your legs. Lifting the sit bones. Good. Now, hands back underneath the shoulders. We're going to go from this position to sitting. And you might want to come up to standing and figure out how to do that. Or you can try with your hands on the floor, you jump your feet into about hip width, so you're in a squat. And then maybe you can sit your bottom down onto the floor without rolling back. And if not, figure out what are the movements that keep you safe getting up and down off the floor. And we're going to sit up onto the blanket. Take your shoulder rolls again. I'm loving shoulder rolls so much. For Bharadvajasana, we're going to put the feet out in front and then we're going to flip them over to the right side. So knees a little bit bent and you're a little bit like a mermaid. And this might be enough for you. Or you can fold your knees right in and put your feet neatly under your right sit bone. Classically, I've got the top of my left foot in the sole of the right. But you do what works for your knee. All right, we're going to turn around to the left. And the posture is with the torso perpendicular to the floor. But let's explore this. If you reach your torso back and reach your left hand back to support, keep the shoulders down. You're going to find you can really stretch the core body, the belly. Hmm. Good. Now we're going to try and keep that nice deep stretch at the belly, but lift the torso back up to upright. Great. And then simply following the breath here. Being curious about your movement, turning your torso to the left, looking over the left shoulder. However you're using your left hand, try to keep that hand relaxed. Ooh, nice work. And then releasing it and come back to center. And then we flip the legs out in front. So it might be enough to sit with your mermaid tail. That might be what your knees prefer. Or if your knees are happy to fold up, take your feet neatly under your left sit bone. I didn't say that on the first side. You can always adjust your blanket so that it's only under the right sit bone in this case. Classically, the top of the right foot is in the sole of the left foot, but it really is about what works for your knees. We're going to turn to the right, and we're going to lean back. Ooh. Mm. Finding that beautiful turn for the belly as you draw your right ribs back, looking over your right shoulder. Good. And then we're going to keep that turn, but lift the torso to perpendicular to the floor. And then turn again. Right ribs back. Looking over the right shoulder. Shoulder relaxed. Right hand relaxed. Following the breath. Good. And then releasing. Lovely. We're going to come back to legs centered. All right. I'd really like to do some kneeling, and not everybody's knees are comfortable with that. But if you are unable to kneel, what I want you to do is give yourself a stretch of your toes and the front of your foot and the front of the ankle by picking up one foot and manually stretching your toes towards the heel. Yes, you're going to work side to side and keep your spine nice and tall. And if you are comfortable with kneeling, you might take your blanket, double it over. So you've got a nice little seat, and you can put your feet either side and sit bones onto your seat. Okay, so if you're sitting and you're manually working your feet, you're getting the same stretch that we're getting from pure gravity and position in the front of the feet, the front of the ankles. So if you are kneeling, you've got your hands free. Let's use them. We're going to interlock the fingers, press the palms out, draw the shoulder blades down. And And taking your palms up, finding where the shoulders resist and making as much space there as you can, keeping your neck as relaxed as you can, lifting your ribs. Ah. Good. And then releasing. Interlock your fingers the other way. If you're sitting and you're doing one foot at a time, make sure you've swapped over. Pressing the palms out. Taking the palms up, drawing the shoulder blades down. Face relaxed, throat relaxed. And then releasing. Good. We're going to join back together now. And what I want you to do is take a thick blanket and kneel onto that blanket. And tuck your toes under. You can have your hands on the floor in front. So if you're in this more all fours position, hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, then the angle of the knees is not too great. But if you're able to sit your hips back towards your heels, then do that. You go back as far as you can and you can walk your hands in to support. And we keep the bones of the spine pressing forward. Good. All right, now from here we're going to practice lifting the knees just a little bit off the blanket. And you'll feel you have to use the core of the body for that movement. So you might have hands further forward. That's fine. We're all going to try this, lifting the knees off the floor. And maybe if you're able to take your hands all the way off the floor, you can even try lifting up from there. And you might even be able to go from there and balance into a squat and back into kneeling. Nice work. And then from here, we're going to sit onto the blanket with the legs straight out in front. Bring your left leg in for Janushirsasana. The heel is close to the body and knee towards the floor. If the knee sits up, you could put more pillows, cushions under there so that you feel supported. We're looking for both sides of the waist to feel even. Good. Let's take the left arm behind you and as though you were doing a big freestyle swim, reaching your arm, your hand towards your little toe. Oh, and then we're going to lift up and reaching your arm. I'm going to keep going with this swimming and reaching. Left hand, right hand, little toe. And the next time you reach forward, take a hold. It might not be your foot, it might be your leg, because we want to press all the bones of the spine forward. Oh. Lengthening the ribs out and over the thigh. Taking time to find the flow of breath and the flow of your body, where the resistance is, where the ease is, where the movement is. Lovely. And then we're going to come up. And left leg out straight. Right leg in. Heel comes in as close as you can. And right knee towards the floor or onto cushions if that makes more sense for you. Lengthening the sides of the waist. And we're going to do our swimming. Right arm back behind you. Reach it up and over towards the little toe side of your left foot. So right arm swimming towards the left foot. We're going to lift back up. And on your next reaching forward, take a hold. Not necessarily the foot, it might be the leg. And we're going to bring the bones of the spine, finding the flow of your breath and the flow of your body as you lengthen, lengthening between the ribs. And then inhale and coming up. Nice work. Bring the legs out straight. We're going to lay down on the floor now. Hands beside you or arms parallel beside you. Palms facing down. Feet are hip width and parallel. And we're going to lift tailbone, sacrum, lower back, and each bone of the spine as high as it'll go. And then lowering down. And we're going to do that movement a few times. Exploring breath. Exploring fluidity. Releasing back to the floor now. And hugging your knees into your chest. Rocking a little from side to side. Take your left heel onto your right knee and hug your right leg in towards your chest. Take your right heel onto your left knee. Hug your left leg in towards your chest. Holding on to both of your toes now for happy baby pose. And just do one leg nice and straight. Your other leg can just move out to the other side. Straightening one leg And then bend that leg and straighten the other. And then bending both legs, knees wide, feet wide. Mm. Mm. Good. And then hugging your knees in. If you have time for your own Shavasana, this would be a good time to do it. Otherwise, if you need to finish your practice, as I do, rolling to your right side. Coming up to sitting. Hands in front of your heart. And take the feeling of the practice with you. Namaste.